Georgetown, and this is where we're going to see all the action, and I'm expecting an explosive fight here.
You know, I think that I can see the future of it. The Cayman Island, I can see boxing. I see the crowd here, see very excited. They seem to have a good fan base. I think we have great potential. We'll be coming here more on a regular basis to cover these fights. I like to see it 4 or 5 times a year at least.
Joe, I'll ask you something as well. I'm quite interested in hearing your thoughts on this. Women's boxing, you know, it wasn't around when you started all those years ago, and it's only just recently, you know, come to the forefront. Really, it's sort of making its own mark in boxing now. What's your thoughts on women's boxing?
Let me tell you that I refereed when there was Laila Ali, and there was Chrissy Martin, and there was a couple other, Layla McCarter, a couple of good fighters out there. Layla McCarter has been boxing for over 24 years. She's still active, and she lives in Las Vegas, Layla McCarter. Laila Ali retired, and Chrissy Martin retired as well. Chrissy Martin now has become a promoter. So, you know, women in boxing is great, but the first female out of Mexico, I mentioned earlier this afternoon, was Laura Serrano, was the first female boxer out of Mexico. She was a lawyer, and she went to court to fight, but they didn't allow women to fight in Mexico. And she got approved, the women boxing got approved because Laura Serrano, who was an attorney herself, fought for herself, and she won the case.
Brilliant stuff. So there's the history on Joe Cortez and women's boxing, going right back to Laila Ali and Christy Martin, the girl that I first remember boxing. That was the first one I think I ever saw boxing, actually. And what a phenomenal force she was back in the day. She really good fight and was actually topping bills in Las Vegas, in the big hotels. The crowd really took to her. And you look at her, and she was maybe the pioneer for women's boxing.
You're talking about?
Chrissy Martin.
Chrissy Martin, she used to get paid like $500,000 on the undercard of Mike Tyson fights. Don King used to pay her that kind of money to fight. I mean, she was like a big attraction for those fights. She really came out, gave it all she had. I mean, Chrissy Martin was like a tiger in that way. She came to fight. I mean, they were never a dull fight when Chrissy Martin would fight. Sometimes her fight was better than the main event.
Yeah, absolutely, and I remember those fights back in the day and just thinking, wow, when's this really going to kick off, women's boxing? Is it ever going to happen? A lot of people doubted it, a lot of people thought it wouldn't happen. I remember we had a big show in London, actually, a monumental show, and it was a great one, and we had Savannah Marshall, and she was boxing the American superstar over there, and what a fight that was, and an all-women's card and an all-women's undercard.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, women really come to fight. I think they take it more serious than those men. They really come to. Sometimes they steal the show. They say that 10-round fight or the 8-round fight was better than the main event. They really give it up. Let's see what happens tonight with Healy and Johnson. It's gonna be a good one tonight.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, as you can see here, the crowd has really turned out. It shows you how boxing is growing here on the island, and it's great to be a part of this. We've seen some fantastic contests, 2 brilliant contests, and we've got another one coming up for you very, very shortly. 10 2-minute rounds, Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight title for the girls. Katie Healy going at it with Ashleigh Johnson. Ashleigh Johnson from Wales, Katie Healy from the West Midlands, and here they are in the Cayman Islands. What an experience and what an opportunity.
You know, when you mentioned Wales, you know, it brings back those great memories when Joe Calzaghe, like one of the best out of Great Britain. I mean, Joe Calzaghe, he retired undefeated. I believe he had 49 wins when he retired from boxing, but it was amazing, you know. And here we got Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah,
you got the win tonight. Your fighter got the win, and we're very happy that actually what happened was we thought your fighter had to win, and then they gave the decision. They gave it.
Roy, I've got to show you, mate. Look,
right.
This is where we're at with it right there, and this is the way that we saw it in the commentary team, yeah? Look at this. So I've got James Wilkins, lost the first round. Montreal started fast, thought that he done well, started well, and then I've gone 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round. James Wilkins knew what to do. You know, once he got into a rhythm, started landing the shots. For me, he dominated that fight. Yes, it was a tough fight.
And I gave it 9th round. I told the 1st round we lost the 1st round. I got us winning the 2nd round, 3rd round, the 4th round, and the 5th round, and the 6th round I thought was about an even round.
Right.
So you saw it 4-2 in your.
I thought a 4-1-1 is what I had.
Yeah.
4-1-1, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, that was... We see it too much in boxing, Roy, don't we? Where you go, like, you know, like you got kids like James, you know, we know they put his heart and soul in it. And this, I'm not just saying this because we're friends and he lives with you and it's like that. It's not. This is not a biased decision that I've made here. I'm talking as a you know, just a neutral in this one.
A former fighter. You're talking as a former fighter.
Thank you.
We want to see fairness. We don't care who it is. If it's my guy to get beat, I don't want you to rob and give him nothing. Give it to the other guy. But if my guy wins, give it to the guy. Don't do that. You know.
You're looking for a rematch, I'm sure.
I mean, we might. I might not. I don't know. You know, like down here, if it's gonna be like that, we probably shouldn't come back down here. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna keep bringing my fighters if they can't get wins when they win. You know what I mean? So it's like I would like a rematch, but it has to be in the United States.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that, you know, we look at that performance and you go, you know, we done that interview earlier on today, didn't we? We were talking about boxing people, and there's a place for him and there's a place for him, and we, you know, to make this sport as credible as it is and take the controversy away from it. We was talking about people, you know, performance enhancing drugs, etc., etc., etc. But on the flip side, and we've got the great Joe Cortez here, who's refed at everyone and been at every sort of level. On the flip side, you go, what do we do about, you know, the things like that, officials, scoring or whatever? Surely, like, there has to be a thing here where you come into it and you go, you know, they have to be reminded in front of people and explain that.
There should be a counselor or something for that. You know what I mean? We should have a counselor that when a bad decision is there, we should have a go back and rewatch it and call it fair. You know, and if it ain't, if we have a problem, just make a rematch. Call it even and make a rematch.
We got to look at the judges' score, look at it again, and then make sure that they got trained properly for the future fights.
Yep, totally agree with both of you guys there. Totally agree with both of you guys. And I think we're now ready for this third fight. And yep, the Commonwealth Silver Bantamweight title on the line. Over to our MC, Ricky.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our next contest. This one for the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight Championship. Firstly, I'd like to welcome into the ring the challenger. From Swansea, Wales, Sweet Poison, Ashleigh Johnson.
Well, here we go. Ashleigh Johnson making that ring walk now. I talked about Katie Healy and being a three-time world boxing champion. Well, Ashleigh Johnson was a kickboxing champion as well. You know, she's only lost one fight, Ashleigh Johnson. That was to a 6'1". That's right, I said 6'1" super bantamweight. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
And that was the fight that she lost. You know, she's not very tall herself, so Enzo Macronelli in the corner of this young girl. She's only been boxing, Roy, 1 year. She was in kickboxing before that.
Right.
She transitioned to boxing. And Enzo told me, I mean, he's probably told you, you probably had these conversations. He went, this girl's like a steam train and she will go for it tonight.
That's good, and I think she is a steam train, and she has a lot of experience because of the kickboxing. So it's easier for her to transition.
Yeah, and we talk about transitions. Her opponent in the opposite corner is Katie Healy. She is the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight champion. She won that title here in the Cayman Islands last December on that first show. She was a three-time world kickboxing champion. She made that transition actually in lockdown, and she said it's the best thing she ever done. She's gone from strength to strength. She's now 8-1. And just about to make her ring walk.
And it's now time to welcome the champion from Wolverhampton, England, Katie Hellcat Healy.
Well, here she is. Here she comes. Katie Healy, the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight champion. And she's got big dreams. She said this is the beginning of a fantastic journey. She wants to go on to bigger and better things, but she recognises that she has to come through these sort of fights, and she's got a tough opponent in the corner in Ashleigh Johnson. And she's just making the crowd wait here, Joe.
Here she is coming in the back.
Looks great, doesn't she?
She seems like a favorite here.
Yeah, she's built a big fan base up here, Roy. She boxed and won that title back in December, as I said, the only boxing show, and it's turned out bigger and better. And look at her soaking up that moment, Roy. What she's going through up there, she's enjoying herself, isn't she?
Yes, you got to do that. I mean, you only live once. You only go through these cycles once, so you better make the most of it while you're there.
She's only been fighting in the pros 1 year, huh?
Yeah, she's only been around for a year or so herself in the professional ranks, or a couple of years, sorry. But she was a former 3-time world boxing champion, kickboxing champion. Sorry, found boxing in lockdown, and said she took to it like duck to water.
She seems to have a lot of confidence in herself. She come in the ring like she's ready.
Yeah, it's a great style, contrast of styles here. We got the Ashleigh Johnson, who likes to come forward. She's going to take the fight to her. All the fighters from Enzo Maccarinelli's gym fight like that, actually. And Katie Healy is the girl that likes to box on the outside and move around. So it's good style, contrast of styles here.
Live from Cayman, exclusive on FightZone, GBH Promotions in association with Dennis Hobson presents 10 rounds for the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight Championship. Your official representative from the Commonwealth Boxing Council, Debbie Down. Your judges at ringside, Ed Pearson, Stephen Bleer, and Chris Flores. And your referee, your man in the middle, Joel Scobie. And it's now time to introduce the fighters. First, the challenger in the blue corner, wearing the green, purple, and black shorts. Weighing in at 122 pounds, her record, 2 wins and 1 defeat. From Swansea, Wales, Sweet Poison, Ashleigh Johnson. And her opponent in the red corner, wearing the zebra print shorts. Weighing in at 121.4 pounds, her record, 8 wins and 1 defeat. She is the reigning, defending Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight Champion from Wolverhampton, England, Katie Hellcat Healy.
Boxer Chief second. Katie, Chief second. Okay, boxers. Seconds. Katie's trunks are a bit high. I remind you that punches on the belt line are legal. I give you instructions in the dressing room. I remind you to listen and follow my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to you both.
Well, referee gives his final instructions. Now, for the time for the girls to meet head-to-head in the center of the ring. This one, guys, should be a good one.
Yes, it should.
Well, Katie Healy takes center of the ring. She's looking to use that height and reach, as you can see, standing very tall. Just trying to find a range with that jab, and that's going to be the problem for Ashleigh Johnson here, trying to get inside that guard, trying to close that space. And that's the difference here, Roy. When you look at these, you go, if the fighter has the ability to close the space, then they can make things very, very tough for the taller fighter. But if they don't have that ability, and what I mean by that is, if they try and close the gap with their hands and don't move their feet into range first, it becomes very difficult for the smaller fighter.
Yes, very different. As we see, Katie's already landed some pretty good shots because Katie knows how to work from the outside like that, and Ashleigh just hasn't got used to it yet. She's going to take some time, but she looks like a stalker, so she's going to constantly be after her, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, she's definitely going to make Katie Healy try and work on this one. And as you say, Healy working well at the beginning of this first round, using her height and reach to her advantage. And for Ashleigh Johnson, for her to close that gap, she needs to move her feet into range and then let those shots go. Don't try and punch your way into range, because I think someone with Katie Healy's ability will make life very, very difficult for her. So good contrast in styles here, and let's see how this one plays out.
I think it's going to come down to conditioning. That was a great right hand by Katie Healy. So,
yeah, working well behind those long, straight jabs, isn't she, Joe? That's, you know, the very effective work for a taller fighter.
Exactly. Well, using that jab, setting your punches with the right hand with the jabs. 2 or 3 jabs, you block them. You block their sight with the jabs. Quick right hand. Healy got to get off the ropes It's not a good place to be. These are, I believe, these are 2-minute rounds, I believe.
Yes, 2-minute rounds with the female.
Okay, we gotta let you guys know, you fans out there, the female boxing, these fights are 2-minute rounds. Some states, some countries permit the championship fight. They go for a 3-minute round, but here they are 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, good start from both girls there, really. Tells you this is going to be a long, exciting contest for sure. I think Katie Healy done enough to win that first round, worked well behind the jab, controlled the space very, very well, and I think that's going to be the problem here, Roy, for Ashleigh Johnson, is that closing that gap, closing that space, because fighters, a lot of fighters struggle to do that, and with her only having a year's experience in the boxing, it's going to be difficult, you know, to apply that in this contest.
But because of the way she's built, I'm sure she faced that a lot in kickboxing, so it seems like she has experience at facing that already.
Yep, there you go, and that is a similar thing, and a great point made there by Roy Jones Jr. that she was competing at a good level as a kickboxer, British champion, Celtic champion, and she's going to need all that experience going in here against the champion, the girl that won this title back in December last year in the Cayman Islands, Katie Healy, and she's a fan favourite here, Katie Healy. The crowd love her, and as you can see on these TV monitors, real good turnout here this evening. The appetite for boxing is growing all the time in the Cayman Islands. They've invested a lot into it, and as you can see with the production and what they've done here, people really loving it. And these two girls have started this contest very, very well. Katie Healy, for me, taking that first round, but there's a long way to go.
Yeah, good right hand by Katie Healy. The other thing I must say, Oliver, is that Katie Healy looks about 60% better than she did when I saw her fight for the title the first time. They say a title adds a lot to a person. Katie here is a beautiful example of how much better a title makes you look and makes you feel about yourself.
Yeah, great point there. Winning a title elevates a fighter to another level. He goes from being the challenger to the champion. And you know, and for Katie, I think that this is a prime example of that, because you're right, Roy. She looks better. She started better in this contest, showing good imagination here as well, switching attacks downstairs and upstairs, and getting the better success here in this second round.
Yeah, Johnson's trying to put the pressure, trying to get inside Healy's punching. Healy's throwing good jab from the outside, and Johnson knows she got to work her way inside. She's trying to be aggressive. She's throwing some hard punches, but she's taking a lot coming in.
Yeah, Johnson's smart. She's trying to make it a dog fight, which is what she got to have, because she's the shorter fighter.
Yeah, and that's exactly what she's trying to do here, Roy, in this second round. She's happy to take a couple, to get in and land a couple, and she's had success here, but the more success coming from Katie Healy, who's just tripled up on that jab. Fantastic work.
Good jab. She doubled her jab, tripled her jab. That's good. Yeah, you got to do that.
Come on, fans, you got to give it up.
Yeah.
That's another round for Healy.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Katie dominating that second round behind the jab, and Roy, the difference is she's controlling that space right now, using that height and reach advantage to her advantage.
But the thing about it is, Oliver, is that who has the best conditioning, because that type of fight that she's fighting requires a lot of conditioning.
Well, as you know, and you've been in the ring, shared the ring with this man, Enzo Macronelli. One of his main assets, his main strengths was his work rate. You know, that's what they do down there. The team down in Wales, that's what they really focus on, work rate. They like it tough. They like getting in there, and I think that's what Enzo was telling me. He said, listen, this girl will make it a dogfight. She'll make it rough, because technically she's not the best out there.
No,
Katie Healy's much better,
of course,
but she will try and drag her into a dogfight.
That's her only chance.
Yep, sure. Well, she hasn't managed to do that in those first opening 2 rounds, but as I say, this is a 10-round contest. First 2 rounds on our scorecards going to the girl from the West Midlands, Katie Healy, in the white shorts with the black trim, and Ashleigh Johnson will keep on trying. She won't lose heart. She'll keep trying to stalk forward and make this a tough fight. Let's see if she can turn it around here in this 3rd round.
Well, Katie's doing a good job of making her slip that jab first. Once she tries to slip the jab, Katie is gone. And that's a very smart move by Katie, like right there. She throws it, Ash has to deal with the jab first, then Katie's gone. like that.
Yeah, and you're right in what you say there, Roy. She's using, you know, that reach, and she's, you know, she's throwing a shot. She's not sitting in the pocket at all. She's moving all the time. How does Ashleigh Johnson get to her? How does she break that down? How does she close that gap?
She got to keep doing it just like she's doing right now. She almost running behind her, but she got to make sure she don't give up too much while she's doing it, because she don't want to be swollen up and eyes shut by the time you get to take advantage of all your efforts.
Well, her left eye is kind of a little bruised up already, Johnson.
Yeah,
that's the bad part about a smaller fighter. They have to give up so much to get in close to the taller fighter.
Yeah, I think that Healy is using that reach to her advantage. She's peppering away with that jab, and that's the right hand. That's the one that's maybe caused that bruise over that eye, that lovely straight right hand. Very hard shots to stop, by the way, those straight shots through the middle, and the accuracy from Healy is good, isn't it?
And I got to tell you that Healy is also doing a great job of working the body and the head.
Yeah, which is unusual for a fighter of that, you know, with her height. You would expect her to be, you know, more of a head puncher than a body puncher, but she's switching those attacks to the body well as well.
I guess Sebastian Fundora has changed the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, good shot by Ash.
Yeah.
Good right hand by Ash. Best punch of the fight for her.
Well, that's what she needs to do, isn't it? That's what she's got to do now. She needs
Good
to close
body
that
shot.
gap. Like I say, at some point the fatigue will set in with Katie Healy, and you know, she's going to need that champion's mindset. She's going to have to bite down on her gum shield, because Ashleigh Johnson's not going away.
No, she's not going anywhere. And the longer the fight goes, the better it is for her.
Yeah, she's putting the pressure on. She's putting that pressure on. She gets looking a little stronger there in the third round, better than she did in the first two rounds.
Yep, certainly agree. Just above us in the corner, in this blue corner, Enzo Macronelli, former world cruiserweight champion, giving those instructions, and he's fired up right now. He's not going easy on her. He's giving her some stern words, and he wants her to turn this around. He believes she's got the ability to do that. He always said that she was going to come from behind to win this contest, because Healy was such a good boxer and she was going to take some breaking down. But we haven't seen the evidence just yet, Roy.
Well, we see some of it happening because Katie did slow down just a tad in that last round. So maybe it's starting to happen now. This next two rounds is going to tell us who should win the fight.
Right.
Here we go. Round 4 begins. We've got Katie Healy winning those first 3 rounds. Really not telling the story of this contest so far, though, because Ashleigh Johnson has been giving it a go. She's getting closer, and Roy Jones Jr. suspects that she may just start getting herself into this one if she keeps applying that pressure, that phenomenal pressure.
Yeah, she won't do it if she keeps sitting outside taking all these shots, though, because those shots to the glove right there, sometimes they hurt just as bad as the shot to the head. So, and they do just as much damage to your face as a shot to the head. And Haley's also remembering to go to the body every time.
Healy got to try to stay in the middle of the ring and box up in the middle, keep her back off the ropes.
Yep, exactly that. And she's doing a good job switching from side to side, though, which is a good sign of a good fighter when, you know, they're changing the momentum of the fight by switching angle to angle all the time. She's showing great boxing skills here, Roy.
Yes, she is. I told you she got way better than what she was when she first won the title. That was a good overhand right by Katie.
Johnson is putting the pressure, though. She's putting a little bit more pressure, and she's trying to work inside more, but she's taking a lot of punches as she's coming in.
Ash is definitely very, very game. Just that she has to take more, and I think it gets a bit discouraging for her at times because Katie is so long, but she's still trying. She got the heart. She has the determination. And I think she knew coming in that she was going to give up some in order to get some.
Yep, I totally agree with that. You know, lovely girl, Ashleigh Johnson, and she's working well. That's where she needs to be, in that inside, and that was what she needs. A little bit of confidence there. That will give her a little bit of hope, knowing that she's starting to close that gap, land those uppercuts. And that's what she needed there, because when a fighter's coming forward, taking punches all the time, you know, they need a little bit of confidence, a little bit of something, and she got that there, Roy.
A little bit of encouragement every now and then. That right uppercut may have been just what she needed.
I tell you,
keep the fire burning.
Conditioning is so important in this fight.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, Joe, we'll go to you about the referee in this fight as well. You know, that's where you're from, your background. I mean, he seems to be doing a good job here and allowing this action to continue.
Well, they're not holding, so he's doing a good job. He's just been telling them to watch their heads inside. Other than that, he's doing a great job. The referee, Joe Saudi.
Yep, great refereeing so far, and yeah, great contest that we've seen. We're 4 rounds down. Katie Healy got those rounds on our scorecards, but Roy, not sure that really tells the tale of this contest, because you can't take nothing away from Ashleigh Johnson, who's been trying to force the pace the whole time.
No, you can't take nothing away from Ashleigh Johnson, and Ashleigh Johnson's plan should have been to start right now trying to win the fight. Not the first 4 rounds, wear the taller powder down, and now see can you take over the second half of the fight.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go, beginning of round 5. Referee just checking that the girls have both got their gum shield in. Good to see that respect at the beginning of the round, and you just sense that Healy may be starting to grow in confidence, carrying that left hand down low. Is that a dangerous thing to do with someone's intensity like Ashleigh Johnson?
No, I don't think it's dangerous. I think she's cool because she knows the range now. And she, oh, good uppercut by
that was a beautiful uppercut. Beautiful uppercut on the inside there. Timed that perfectly.
And that's what I meant when I said she got the timing of that jab now, so it doesn't hurt her to put the hand down because she knows the rhythm of the fight now.
Well, Johnson is putting a lot of pressure right now. Her corner told her, put the pressure on her, keep pushing her, get her back on the ropes, and bang away. Watch punches behind the head.
Yep, speaking to Ashleigh Johnson earlier on this evening, she said it was a pinch myself moment. I've only been boxing for a year. Now I'm boxing for a title in the Cayman Islands, and I'm going to give it everything. And boys, that's exactly what she's doing, isn't she?
They're both giving it everything. This is a very good fight from 2 women who both want to win it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Both girls showing great boxing skills here, putting on a brilliant fight for this crowd, this sellout crowd here in the Cayman Islands. Good entertainment, and look at Johnson there. Look at her trying to push forward and make this a dogfight, the fight that she wanted it to be.
Good right hand by Katie.
There's a good body shot there as well by Healy. She's just trying to keep that range. She's trying to keep Johnson away still, but Johnson will not give up. She will keep pushing forward and showing good strength here, Johnson, and just pinning Healy. Joe, you said about Healy not sitting on those ropes, and that's where Johnson wants her, right?
Well, that's where she wants her, and that's what's happening. And if she keeps on like that, I mean, the judges look at that very closely, because you get a fighter who's aggressive and throwing more punches and keep the other one on the ropes. The judge is going to call a close round. They're going to go with Johnson.
Yeah.
Like this round.
Yeah, better round there for Johnson. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that 100%. And like I said, that should have been round 1 for Johnson.
Right.
This is when the fight starts for her.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's what we were talking about, weren't we, with the, you know, excellent boxing skills of Katie Healy. She wants to control things at range, but Johnson's job really was to break the rhythm and make her work when she didn't want to work. Let that fatigue set in. It's warm in here, open air arena, and you know, the girls will be feeling the pace and the heat a little bit. And this could now be, you know, a fight of 2 halves, really.
Yeah, I don't think it's warm in here. I think that fan right there has it pretty cool because there's a breeze blowing. As you see, my paper's blowing, so it's not that warm in here. So don't be trying to make no excuses for nobody.
And we
got fans, right? So it's not that warm in here. So.
It's only us. It's only us. It's
No,
cool.
it's
We're
not.
the only ones that have got the fans. The poor fighters are under those
No,
lights.
and they got a big fan right there. See that? I got that fan in my gym. That fan works, trust me.
Did that work?
Yes, that works.
All right, so forget that. It's not warm in here. Let's see how this goes. Second half of this contest. Could it be a fight of 2 halves?
Johnson putting the pressure. Here she goes again.
Yep, that's exactly what she needs to do. Enzo Macronelli in her corner has been screaming at her in the corner to keep up that relentless pressure, keep pushing forward, let those arms go, keep the work going, and that's what she's doing now.
But now she has to work in there because that's what she wants to be. That's what she has to win the fight. If she don't win the fight in there, she's not going to win.
But when she gets up there, Roy, like that, instead of pushing forward, she needs to then create that space. Step back with that back foot and let those, you know, create the space to let those shots go. Don't smother your work.
Find a way to let your hands go.
Oh, good hook on the inside there from Johnson. And maybe just a little bit of the snap gone out the arms now of Healy. Maybe she's starting to feel that pace a little bit from that relentless pressure. And another good round here from Johnson. She's trying to force the fight and make it. Listen, this is never going to be pretty from Johnson, this work ethic, but it's going to be effective.
Of course, it never was supposed to be a pretty fight for her. She has to give up too much to get close. So she knew it had to be a dog fight or ugly fight, but that's what she has to do if she wants to win.
Yep, both girls putting on a great contest here so far, and Healy there just trying to take the right hand round the outside, lands a lovely short chopping right hand.
Yes, good overhand right coming in by Healy.
The judges are looking at that closely, that Johnson is putting on the pressure. I mean, Healy's got to keep her out of the way, keep her away with the jab, and you throw the right uppercut inside.
A good right hand by Healy.
Yeah, she's just timing that well, isn't she now? That's maybe what she needs to look at moving forward in this contest, just to take, to just take the volume away from the punches and just like...
Another good right hand.
Beautiful right hand there. And maybe those 3 right hands would have been enough, Roy, to win that round.
I think those won her round there.
Yeah, those 3 punches, definitely the 3 punches at the end there.
And as many rounds she can win at this point in the fight, it's going to be better for her. She already jumped out to the early lead. Still one here and there, she'll win the fight.
Yep, totally agree with that. I think that Healy there just done the right thing by taking the volume of punches away from it and throwing the quality over quantity. And I think that was the important thing there. Those 3 lovely right hands may be enough to win her that round. But, you've got to give Ashleigh Johnson credit here, because this girl's trying. She's pushing forward and, she's giving it everything.
As game as they come. Couldn't ask for a more gamer fighter.
Well, Enzo in the corner there, really getting worked up, getting emotional. He's emotionally invested in his fighters. He told me that, they've got a great little unit going on down there in Wales, and he wants his girl to win, and he's really fired up in the corner.
He's a competitor. He loves to win, and we like to, good shot by Healy. We like to win anything we do. So, of course, if he can win a title here, he'd be glad to do that, and it would make his gym even more popular.
Johnson throws the short combinations inside.
Yeah, she's getting success there now, Johnson. She's closed that gap, and Healy, she's being made to work very, very hard here by a very strong, persistent Ashleigh Johnson here. Very good work from Johnson. She started this round well.
Both of them started this round well, because Healy is also remembering to go to the body.
Good uppercut by Healy.
Good work there, off the ropes there from Healy as well. Johnson pushing forward. Lovely little short chopping shot there from Johnson as well, but she's never going to stop, is she? Hands held high and trying to draw Healy in. Is the referee a little slow there, Joe? Maybe at breaking those 2 up there. Wants to try and keep this clean and tidy.
You got to get a little closer to the action. Like, he should be a little close. Being that they seem to be clinching, like, he should be a little closer and tell him from the outside, get him out, get those arms out. But you can't coach a fight. You can't tell him, punch out of there. You got to tell him, get out, without coaching him.
And Healy doing a good job of still going to the body, even though she's at close quarters, which is where we didn't think she wanted to be. She's doing a great job of sticking with the body work.
Yeah, this cleaner, more effective work maybe coming from Katie Healy at the moment, isn't it, Roy? Like, she's working well, surprising us actually with her work ethic on that inside, the body shots especially.
Of course.
Okay, the end of the round here.
Yep, end of round 7 there. And maybe Healy just nicking that one as well. It's what you go for. We've been talking about this now, it's objective scoring and what the judges are looking for, Roy. And I mean, we're sitting there saying, yeah, lovely work from Katie Healy. Healy, when she's working on the inside so well, single shot right hands, etc. But that work ethic from Johnson, that might be catching the judge's eye as well.
It can't go unignored. You know what I mean? It has to be seen, so you can't ignore that. Has to be unignored.
Yeah, well, we've got this one.
Well,
we've got Katie Healy maybe in front in this one by a couple of rounds, but maybe the fight can still be won by Johnson if she has a good, final 3 rounds going in here, Joe.
She can do it in 3 rounds, keep the pressure. Like I said before, conditioning in this fight is so important. Because whoever has the will at the end of the next 8, 9, and 10th round, they can take that fight.
I think she needs all 3 of these rounds to get it, but I
Yeah.
don't think Healy is willing to give up all 3 rounds.
Here we go, beginning of round 8, and this has been a fantastic contest for the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight title, a title that Katie Healy won back in December here in the Cayman Islands, defending it for the first time against a very game opponent in Ashleigh Johnson, who's only been boxing for 1 year. Can you believe it? And showing a great work ethic in her.
What a performance for a girl who's only been boxing for a year. What a performance.
Very good, very good.
Yep, again, Healy just trying to keep that range from that jab. Brandon, oh, good work on the inside there from Healy as well, just dipped under there. That's good to see, Roy, like, you know, not just the offense, but the defense as well. That's important, you know, with a fighter's development.
Just as important as the offense, sometimes even more important.
Heads just clashed together there, and she was complaining, the champion. Just felt that one, she's fine. She says, nope, let's get on with it.
Oh, good body shot.
Massive body
and
shot
good
there.
uppercut. Yeah, good uppercut afterwards, too.
Yeah, she really sat down on that, didn't she?
Yes,
Drove
she
that
did.
body shot in, and Johnson took that well. Come back with a good left hook of her own. Great contest, this.
Yes, Johnson is a tough cookie, too.
I think Johnson's in better condition.
I don't know, I'm not going to say that because Healy's doing a great job. Even though she's fatigued from all the movement she's done, she still looks pretty fresh to me. So I can't say. And Johnson's mouth is open more while she's breathing than Healy. So I don't know. I think they're about the same, or maybe Healy's even better because Healy's done more work and more moving, and she's still hanging on here. So
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting. The next 2 rounds are going to be for sure the difference.
Yeah, I think for me, Healy's just pulling away here. I think that you know, that work ethic in that round, Roy, where you're talking about that foot movement, not sitting in the pocket, throwing the shots, 1-2s, throwing the hooks, body shots effective as well, and then moving, not sitting on the spot. That's where Johnson wants her to be. She wants her to be in the pocket. She wants her to stand still. But Katie Healy has shown her experience there by moving and nicking those rounds. You know, yes, they're competitive, but good work from Healy there.
very good work actually good work from both of them. But Healy did a great job, I think, of landing the more cleaner punches and more of the more cleaner punches.
You know, what I like about this fight, both fighters are not doing excessive holding. Very little holding, and the referee is doing a good job with his commands from the outside. It's a very clean fight. Healy, she knows she got to win the next 2 rounds. She used that jab combination from the outside. And she needs Roy Jones Jr. in that corner.
Well, both girls are up and they are ready to go. Katie Healy on the opposite corner. She seems to have got her second win now. She's come through whipping that body shot in, and you heard the snap in that one going in. Johnson took it well.
Good
Big
right hand. Good right hand by Katie.
Yeah, timing's been brilliant tonight from Katie, isn't it? And now shot selection downstairs as well. Johnson soaking it up, pushing forward. Maybe not the same intensity coming forward from Johnson that is allowing Katie Healy to get off of her shots, Roy, because that's her game at long range.
Yes, and one thing you said earlier that still is effective right now. Johnson sometimes goes entirely too close in order to be able to work, so she smothers her own work, like right there. She's too close to get anything.
And what she needs to do when she's there is just take that back foot out of range, which creates that space where she can get off with her short work. Like you say, you know, that smothering, now she needs to step back with a back foot, and that's where she would find that space.
But she can't do that, but that's exactly what she needs to do.
The referee's warning Johnson punches behind the head.
This is a better round here from Katie Healy, who's worked well at long range and boxed this fight really well there. That's been her distance, and the short game's been impressive, Roy, as well from Katie. Like a girl of that height in that fight, you know, you wouldn't expect her short game to be as good as it is.
Exactly. I tell you, Sebastian Fundura has changed the game. These tall fighters are fighting pretty good on the inside now.
Absolutely, absolutely. One Hamza Shiraz as well is another very tall fighter that works so well on that inside.
Comes the bell.
Yep, just coming to the end of the round again. Another round I think you'll agree with me, guys, that we got in favour of Katie Healy, who may be just running around away with it now, and Ashleigh Johnson is going to need to do something big in that final round if she wants this contest on my scorecard for sure.
She has landed 2 good shots early in this round, though.
Yeah, not sure those 2 shots were going to be enough maybe to steal that round. I think that Katie Healy's sort of fighting her fight at the moment. She's keeping that distance when she needs to. And I'll take nothing away from Ashleigh Johnson, who's been a true warrior in there. She really has. Never give up hope, Joe. You know, never lost heart. And, you know, we see some fighters after round, they lose their heart and lose their soul a little bit in there. But Johnson's shown great resilience in there, hasn't she?
Well, she doesn't want to lose this fight, but neither does Healy. Healy, they both want to take this title tonight. It's going to be interesting at the end. This round will be very interesting.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, 50-50, it will be raffle off shortly. We'll get our young ladies back around the venue to give you an opportunity to purchase your raffle 50-50.
Well, here's the last round.
Yeah, she's going to have to push it here, Johnson. A couple of those rounds have gone close, though, and as we saw in that last contest, we saw it differently, and will the judges be seeing this one differently? Katie Healy, the champion in the black and white. She's defending her title for the first time out here in Cayman Islands, where she won the title back in December against a game tough girl from Wales, Ashleigh Johnson. Only been boxing a year. She's got her opportunity, come out here to fight for the title, and she's giving it a real go. Big right hand went in there from Johnson.
Both fighters have put on a spectacular display of heart and courage tonight. They both are very well conditioned, and they both came out with a good fight plan, just that Healy's fight plan seems to be a bit more effective than Johnson's. Oh, good right hand by Healy.
That's maybe the difference, Roy, isn't it? Like when you're looking at rounds that have maybe gone close and you're looking at the clean shots and the long shots, they're the eye-catching ones that have maybe come from Katie Healy and maybe doing enough to win these rounds.
That and those good body shots she throws. I mean, don't get me wrong, Johnson lands some good body shots too, but they don't look as devastating as the ones Katie throws sometimes. Like that, with no answer.
Yeah.
But they go 3 or 4 by Johnson too, so like you said, it's what the judges like.
Yeah, it's a tough contest, this one. I tell you, really, the only winners in here tonight is us 3 sitting here in the commentary position watching it, because what a contest it's been here.
And we're not getting hit.
Exactly that. And we've all been guilty of getting hit a few times in the past, that's for sure.
I think the fans definitely got their money's worth with this one, though.
Absolutely, been a great contest. Heads coming dangerously close together again there, but both girls getting on with it. The 10-second clacker has just gone in this 10th round.
There it is.
What a contest, what a contest.
Very good. On both sides, very competitive. The fans are loving it. You can hear the fans going crazy.
Yeah, what a contest there. Everyone was engaged in that. I'm sure you viewers at home were as well. The girls never failing to put on great entertainment, great contests, and these 2 have delivered tonight for sure.
Yes, sir.
Don't be surprised if you see a split decision here. Don't be surprised. Even though Healy looked good.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, very tough contest to call there, very tough. It's going to see how this goes. Subjective scoring, we may be just leaning towards Katie Healy there in taking that one, but do you go for the relentless pressure? Maybe not the most attractive to watch, but relentless dogfighting there from Ashleigh Johnson, put in a good performance, showed a lot of grit, heart and determination, or do you go for the longer rangey boxing and the single shot selection from Katie Healy? Well, I think we all think that Healy's won the fight, but let's see where the judges go.
Because that's who matters.
Katie Healy seems very pleased with herself. The corner seemed pleased as well, as does Ashleigh Johnson, to be fair. Enzo Macronelli just looked down at me, says, what do you think? I'm like, maybe not the right guy to ask, because the 3 judges, you said, Roy, are going to give us that announcement. Let's see how this one goes. The judges are just putting those scorecards together now. Promoter Dennis Hobson in the corner there of Katie Healy. He seems very, very pleased with their girl. And I think we're just about to get that announcement now as the MC, Ricky, just goes over to the referee to have those final words.
Well, are they using the same 3 judges they used in that controversial earlier fight?
I don't know.
I see the one here, the next one's here. He looks very familiar.
Always good to see boxers embracing like that after the fight, and both girls will certainly be glad that was over. They put everything into that one, and let's get over to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I announce the official decision, let's hear from both boxers. What a show for the Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight Championship. And after 10 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Ed Pearson at 98 to 92, Stephen Blair 97 to 93, and Chris Flores 100 to 90. For your winner by unanimous decision, and still your Commonwealth Silver Super Bantamweight Champion, Katie Hellcat Healy.
What a great fight by 2 female fighters. The winner was who we thought it would be, but what a performance.
They put up a hell of a fight. You got to give them both a good round of applause. I mean, they both fought well. Healy to retain her title. And Johnson, she tried hard as hell, but it didn't work out for her tonight.
Yeah, she gave it all she had.
Yeah.
I want to get a word with you, yeah? That was brilliant. Maybe just, it was so competitive. It's what you go for. It's one of those ones. We went the same way. We thought Healy may have just nicked it. We go.
So far, it's a good night of boxing. We've got a couple of good fights coming up. We're looking good so far. I'll say hello to some of our friends back like in Las Vegas, some of the fans we got out there. Jason Vince's family, his son, his daughter, his wife, and some friends, Haru, and his daughter Cindy, listening and watching the show. We hope you enjoy these fights tonight. The female fight is unbelievable. Bringing back up the days where Chrissy Martin was fighting, Layla Ali, Layla Mercado, great fighters out there. Laura Serrano, they're all good champions. We still got them around today.
Well, girls, got you both here, and I've just got to say, I've got to congratulate you both on what an amazing contest that was. It was one of those fights, you go, what are you looking for? Is it the rough, tough? And you've done the right thing, by the way, closing the gap the way you was and trying to draw Katie into your sort of fight. But Katie, experience played a big part there. Shot selection, keeping it long, it was brilliant.
Thank you very much, and I just want to say credit to Ashleigh. I think it's your first year as a professional, and what a fight. Come on, that deserves an applause from everybody. Fantastic performance. She did the perfect fight. You can tell she's done her research, and her team have done the research. But equally so did we. It's something I've been working on a lot in the last 12 months, being a taller fighter, kind of when that gap's being closed, learning how to fight. And we put it into practice today. There's still work to be done, but I'm happy with my performance, and what a great fight. Scrapped for 10 rounds, couldn't ask for any more. And it's been a weird week seeing each other around the island, but we can have a drink together now. It's what the sport's about. And thank you to all of the team. You've been great this week. And once again, thank you to FightZone, GBH Promotions, everyone that's come out tonight. You make these nights what they are. And thank you for the opportunity. I hope to be back because I love this place. It's like a second home to me now. But I think that's enough rambling from me. But I hope everyone enjoys their night, and thank you once again.
Yeah, what a brilliant performance you put on there. And Roy Jones Jr., who was in the commentary position with me, and Joe Cortez, was saying how you've improved so much since winning that title last December. Shot selection, you know, the way that you was working on the inside, and that was a credit to you and your team. But they also said, Ashleigh, what a brilliant performance you put on, you know, after only a year in the sport. Yes, you know, transforming from going from kickboxing to boxing, but a year in the sport and putting on a performance like that, that takes some doing, and you deserve a lot of credit for that.
Thank you so much, and yeah, thank you to Katie as well. Thank you for sharing the ring with me. It was an amazing fight. Like we said in the press conference, we both want to go for 10 rounds of action, and that's exactly what it was. So thank you very much. Well deserved one.
Listen, only your fourth contest, you know, you go and lose contests, and when you lose contests, sometimes that can be a moulding of a fighter. You take a lot away from that. You lost to a great champion. It's all about going back to the gym. Enzo Macronelli, former world cruiserweight champion, great trainer, great student of the game, and it's about working. Got a great future still in the sport.
Yeah, definitely, and I guaranteed Enzo's not going to let me off lightly with this one when we get back to the gym. So back to the grind and back to it when we get home.
Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, put it together for these two girls who put on a fantastic contest.
Yeah, Roy, so tell us a little bit about your future. What was happening in the future?
Yep.
What's happening in the future for you right now?
Just, you know, going back to the drawing board with my guys, you know, keeping the guys going. I got a couple more guys fighting later in the year out in Washington at Legends Casino. That should be fun. And then I round the year off going over to Hungary. Got a big boxing tournament called Hell Boxing that I did with the guys in Hungary. And we should have the finals of that in December. So my year looks pretty full for right now.
Well, we're glad to see you. They're very active. You're still in the fight game. That's good. A lot of fighters, they retire from boxing. You don't hear from them no more. Roy Jones Jr., you hear the name all the time. Always going.
I always try to give back. I try to share what God blessed me with the rest of the world.
Exactly. Oh, we got to pay it forward, right?
There it is.
I'll get to do that.
Well, I don't know how you're going to share that with the rest of the world, Roy Jones Jr., because what God gifted you with, my friend, was something that not many people could ever do. One of the greatest to ever lace them up, that is for sure.
Thank you,
I think you know, when you go back to those 90s, a guy that I watched growing up and learned